Okay, so today I wanted to talk a little bit about that Suicide Squad trailer that was released a couple of weeks ago. I was not very impressed with it. In fact, I am very worried for this film. I would like to start off by saying that James Gunn is a very talented filmmaker, at least from what I have seen of his work. And everything I'm about to say about the Suicide Squad trailer, I said the same thing about the Guardians of the Galaxy trailer that came out however many years, what was that, 6 or 7 years ago? When I saw the Guardians of the Galaxy trailer, I thought, wow, that movie looks so bad. Shame on Marvel for greenlighting this. And I thought, I hope this movie loses money so that Marvel gets its act back together and starts making some good films. And it turned out I was very pleasantly surprised. Guardians of the Galaxy is easily one of my top 5 favorite Marvel films, probably one of my favorite superhero movies of all time. It was funny, it was exciting, the special effects were really cool, and you really cared about the characters, so James Gunn is obviously very capable of exceeding my expectations. I've also seen a lot of movies with really good and exciting trailers that turned out to be total bombs, like the 2016 Suicide Squad film. That movie, in my opinion, was absolutely awful, and even the directors and the writers all admit that it was a failure and probably had to do a lot with the studio meddling. But yeah, here are some of the reasons why I'm a little worried for the Suicide Squad film. So what hit me first was the dialogue seemed really rushed. Sounded like they were rushing so hard to get through their lines to hit the punchlines of their jokes. Now, when I was in middle school, I took drama class one year for an elective, and I noticed that one of the problems that I had was when I memorized my lines, I would begin to recite them in rehearsals as quickly as I could, and I didn't realize I was doing it. So as I became more comfortable with my lines, I began saying them faster and faster, and I didn't realize I was doing it until someone told me, like, dude, you need to slow down. You're rushing through your lines too quickly. And when I saw the Suicide Squad trailer, that's the first thing I thought of. I was like, man, this feels like back when I was in eighth grade, and people were telling me, dude, you need to slow down and not try to get to the punchlines as quickly as possible. I mean, the opening scene is them on a bus with John Cena and Idris Elba and whatever the guy's name is, Rick Flag, but they have that line where he's like, "You gotta be kidding me. You're gonna risk the entire mission for a mental defective dressed as a court jester. This coming from a guy with a toilet seat on his head. We don't leave one of our own behind." It's just like so fast. I'm thinking, why are you guys talking through your lines so quickly? And then to make it worse, it's all done in a single shot, and the camera's like zooming back and forth really quickly between all of the actors. And I just thought it was really weird, and I was thinking that, yeah, this movie may be trying too hard to get to its punchlines and not want to kind of bask in the moment. There were two other scenes like that. When the scene when they're interrogating Peter Capaldi's character, and they're walking around him in perfectly synchronized motions and perfectly timed blocking, and they're saying, "Here's the deal: we fail the mission, you die. We find out any information you give us is false, you die. If we find out your personal license plate, you die. If you cough without covering your mouth, you die." It's like, although that isn't an open invitation for you to cough without covering your mouth, and it just didn't seem natural. It seems way too. I don't even know what the word is. Too overblocked. I don't know. It just didn't seem natural, and that goes for all of the scenes in this movie where in this movie trailer where they're trying to make jokes. And then there's another scene like that where John Cena is saying that if he had to eat all of the you know whats off a beach in order to save liberty, that he would do it in a second. And it's the same thing. He's going back and forth with Idris Elba at the speed of light, trying to get to the punchlines. And I don't know, that kind of stuff just bugs me. The second thing that kind of bugged me is the production values look a little cheap. King Shark doesn't look super convincing. He looks like he was made from special effects from 10 years ago, and not very convinced. And a lot of the costumes look really cheap. And I have no doubt that, for the two people that are going to watch this video, you're thinking in the comments, well, that's the whole point. James Gunn is not taking himself too seriously. And yeah, I understand that that's the point, and every single decision that James Gunn makes is purposeful, but again, it just makes me a little worried for the final product. Another thing that's starting to drive me a little crazy is the Harley Quinn character. Now, Margot Robbie is as beautiful as ever, and she does her darndest job bringing Harley Quinn to life. She's got the accent down, she's got the crazy eyes down and all of that. But I honestly just don't think the Harley Quinn character translates well into live action. When I see a live action Harley Quinn, it looks like a Saturday Night Live character trying to do a parody of Harley Quinn, the cartoon. But who knows? I mean, I hope that I'm pleasantly surprised by this film. They're obviously going for a hard R rating. I personally don't think that's necessary. I mean, the first Suicide Squad film could have been really good and without any of the gratuitous swearing and penis jokes and stuff, so I don't know. We'll see if that adds anything to it. In my opinion, it rarely does. But anyway, those are my thoughts on the Suicide Squad. If you think I'm wrong, tell me why below, and I will catch you next time.